Welcome in. I'm Stacy. Recently, we did a video that was a tour of my brick city, and I did have some questions. How do you connect all your lights? So in this shelving area, there are 14 sets that are set up right now with one battery bank. And I'm going to slide over here and just show you the battery bank. So what we're going to do is a little demonstration, show you the equipment we use, the connectors we use, and give you a demonstration of how we put them all together. So we're into the studio where we have a bit more light, and we've got some wires in front of us and our battery bank. And I'm going to go through some of the pieces to show you how they work and what they are. So this is a USB extension cable. We have our USB on the end, and then the other end, we could plug the USB into it. That is 1 foot. This one, exactly the same. It's just longer. It's 2 feet. That end, we can put a USB right into it. And this is our USB end that will go into our battery box. Then we have our Y splitter. So we've got our USB on the end, and then 2 that we can put USBs into on the other end. And it's just like a Y. That's why it's called a Y splitter. So this is your heart and soul after the battery source, I guess. So this has a USB on the end. This is a USB splitter, and then it has 4 ports in it to put USBs into. So this would go into your battery bank, and then you could put your sets in here. Most battery banks, like this one, have 2 ports. So you could put 2 of these in here, and then you have 8 sets on this one battery bank. So I brought in a USB from one of my Lumibricks sets that most people would be familiar with, just to show you. That just goes right in there, and then that would be on your set. So this is an AC adapter. We have a plug that goes into the wall on one end, and the USB that goes into the other. So you could plug your sets right into the USB and plug that into the wall to run your lights. I just worry that it may decrease the average life of my lights using a regular household socket. So I prefer to use the battery bank. I feel it's safer for me anyway. It's more proven for me. And it also allows me to hide the wires. You don't have to have the wires going down to the plug in the wall. So now that we've met all the players, we'll do a little bit of a dry run without using any sets. So this is our battery bank. We've got 2 ports. This is our USB splitter, the heart of all of this, and we've got 4 ports. Now, just keep in mind, this is the length that I'm using, but you can get these in different lengths. You'll have to figure out what works best for you. So we put this in here, and we have now 4 sets that we can put in to the splitter. We put another splitter in to the battery bank, and now we've got 8 sets, right? So let's take this out and bring our Y cord into the mix. If we put this into our Y cord, and we can put this into our battery bank, and we've got our 4 and our 4, and we can still put something else onto this one. Or even better, we still have 1 spot left on our Y connector, on our Y splitter. So we can take this splitter off, put that into our Y splitter. And now we have 8 sets just on this USB port. So we could replicate that over here, giving us 16 sets on one battery bank. So I brought in 6 sets that require to be plugged in 4 lights. They all have USBs. I have my battery bank, and I'm going to start with my splitter. So my splitter gives me 4. I'm going to start with that. I'll put that into my battery bank. So I could just plug 4 in here, but they're probably not all going to reach, right? So I'm going to start with my Y splitter. So I put that in there. That gives me a little bit more room. Here, I've got 2 sets. I've still got 3 holes. If I use another Y splitter, now I've got 2 more. And I've got 2 more sets and I've got 2 more holes. So this one I can move around. That could go into a hole by itself. The other one is a little bit farther away. So maybe I want to use an extension on that one. So I'll use this extension. Plug that in there. And then I'll plug this extension into the hub. So we've got all 6 sets, all into the hub, all into one battery bank. This is why it's hard to show when they're actually up on the shelf, because this is what is behind the scenes. So that was one way. Obviously, there's different ways, different combinations. So we'll start do another way. So this, I'm going to start with my extension, my splitter right into the battery bank. And I'm going to use a second one. I'm going to plug the second one into this one. So I'm still just using one port here and see how we can do. So this one I could probably get in, but I want to keep this more to the middle. So we're going to use an extension. The extension into the set. Put this into the port. The sender that's closest. This one's pretty good in the middle. There's some over. This one's also pretty good in the middle. So then I can come down here and I can plug in my car. Turn my battery bank on. There we go. And now we've got the jukebox. And now we've got the glass. And there we go. It's another way to do all 6, one battery bank, and we're still only using one port on the battery bank for all 6. So to recap, our main splitter is the heart of the operation that allows 4 sets into one. The Y splitter allows 2 in one, and the extension cable can help provide the length you need. We will put links in the description for the cables that we use, but keep in mind there are other options for brands or lengths that may work best for you. Hoping this helps so you can at least connect up to 8 sets into one battery bank. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that thumbs up and subscribe on your way out. And until next time, keep lighting those bricks.